Hi guys, ArchieLuxury, and who do I recommend in America? In America, who do I recommend for quality pre-owned wristwatches? David SW, David SW, David SW. Go to davidsw.com. He is the best, the greatest pre-owned dealer in all of the United States of America. David SW, David SW, David SW. Hi guys, it's your partner, ArchieLuxury. Continuing the series, the Rolex Rules. The rules. Guys, I want to talk about the Rolex Rules. And today, you know what I want to talk about? Wait lists and other fantasies. That's correct. The wait list and the fantasy. Now, do wait lists exist, and can you? So firstly, let's look at what is a wait list. So a wait list is, it's basically when you can go into your Rolex AD and say, hello, I'd really like X Rolex. I want to buy one. And they take your name and phone number and details, and then they get in touch with you when they have one to sell to you. Is there such a thing? And the reality is, yes, there is wait lists. I've been on some wait lists myself, and in years gone by, I even had a phone call for a steel Daytona, but I turned it down because I didn't have the money to pay for it, and also they weren't selling. It wasn't worthwhile buying it to flip. It wasn't enough to worthwhile to do it. So let's have a look here. Wait lists themselves, do they exist now? Well, the funny thing is, yes, they do. You can go and put your name down. However, unless you're a VVVVVIP, they ain't gonna get anything for you. See, what's happened is the demand for Rolex watches is so great now, they can choose who they sell to. So what basically happens is, unless you have a very, very hefty buying history with an AD, they really won't sell to you. They really won't sell to you. So you really do need to have an extensive buying history. That's the way it goes. So I got to be totally honest with you. There is a wait list, but it's only for people who are VVVVVIP. So if you think you can go in there having never bought something. Now, there is occasionally people who have just walked in and for whatever reason, they've managed to walk away with a new Rolex. That has happened. So please don't flood me with tales of this. It's a bit like the gambler who wins. Sometimes the gambler will win. In most cases, he loses his ass. Now, in the waitlist situation, you've really got to spend a phenomenal amount of money to really make this wait list. So how much money do you need to spend, and what's the situation? Well, I had a good friend of mine who, unfortunately, because I told him how stupid it was to be on these wait lists, he kind of got a bit pissed off with me, reminding him how ridiculously expensive and how he got a bit cheesed off with me, saying to him, this is a con. You're better off just to go to a dealer like David SW, buy the watch you want and be done with it. But basically, he got his first offer after spending mid-20s, 20,000 I'm talking about. These are in Aussie dollars. I think about 25,000 he got his first offer, which now I've been told this was a couple years ago, so now you'd need to spend 40 to 50, sort of double that now to get that first offer. And the first offer was a Rolex Explorer 2 black dial. Then came the second offer, which turned out to be a Sky Dweller two-tone black dial, big sort of deal. A lot of money for the watch. I mean, this is to buy it at retail, and at that time it was about 50 to 60. That now would be about $100,000. And then finally he got a Pepsi, a ceramic Pepsi. And it's kind of funny with him. He's kind of always talked about what was coming next, instead of saying, hey, I spent this amount of money and I got a Pepsi. He would be the sort of guy who would say, you know what, I'm getting a meteorite dial GMT. That's the next one that's coming. And you could just sort of see it. It was so damn obvious he was being led on. And I kind of said that to him. I said that to him in a direct ArchieLuxury way, and he didn't like it. He didn't like criticism like that. And I gotta be totally honest with you. That's fair enough. That's okay. But I didn't swallow his shit sandwich. I could see it as a shit sandwich. And that's exactly what it was, a shit sandwich. And, you know, it's one of these things here. To get a Pepsi, you got to spend in the region of about 200,000 Aussie. I believe now that'd be about 300,000 Aussie, $300,000. That's with non-Rolex type watches, because this was a multi-brand. And I got to be totally honest with you, $300,000 worth of, I mean, this particular individual, he tells me he was getting discounts. Fair enough. He was getting some discounts. But, you know what? I think he would have been much better off just to pay the piper, get the Pepsi, and be done with it. I think if you're going to play these silly AD games, it's really quite a fool's paradise. So in his case, there was a wait list. Okay, he could indicate what he was after, and to be honest with you, they themselves there, they don't like you to resell them immediately. They don't mind a year or two, I believe. There's a certain time frame, and they also, you know, you don't want to deliberately piss them off. It is a tough game. It is a very, very tough game. And is it worth it? In all honesty, they hold these rewards out for the VVVIPs. You've got to spend so much money. The Rolex wait list, I mean, you know, I think realistically you're much better off, instead of going on these silly wait lists, you're better off just to pony up, pay the secondary price, and be done. You don't have any bullshit, because they kind of lead you on. You know, it's like having the girlfriend who wants you to buy her shit, but she doesn't put out. You know, it's the same sort of thing. You kind of, eventually you get such painful blue balls, you just walk out and say, honey, don't worry about it. I had enough. I don't care. You just get so frustrated. And that's what the AD experience is all about there. It is this game you're playing. And at any time you've built up this purchase history, they can say, sorry, we're not selling to you. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. You've already bought this other shit. And it's not like you can return it. It doesn't quite work that way. And they kind of lead you on. They really lead you on. And you can walk in. This is the whole thing. The sad reality is most ADs and dealers, when I say most, I mean 99.9%, they would have a Panda Daytona in the safe. They'd have a Cermet. They'd have a Pepsi. But that's reserved for somebody who spends enough on the hard to move shit. They're not going to give those at retail to some flunky who just walks in there. No, that's only available to people who buy the hard to move stuff. Now, in a multi-brand or a traditional jewelry store, that would be non-branded jewelry and diamonds in store, like their own diamonds, their own necklaces, stuff like that, where the margins are astronomical. That's where you're going to earn brownie points and get a Panda or whatever the hard to get watch is. So at the end of the day, wait lists do exist, but they're not going to be available for Joe Flunky who just walks in and wants a steel Submariner. The funny thing is, the humble steel Submariner, it's actually a very, very hard watch now to get hold of. Very, very hard watch to get hold of. In fact, this here is as hard as a Cermet, I've been told. Now, there's so few coming through. So few. It's really quite a tragic loss. This is just the new normal that we're living in. So, guys, I got to tell you, do wait lists exist? Yes, they do. But not for people who've never bought anything. These wait lists are for VVVIPs who have a long buying history. And to give you an idea, they've got a very short memory at the ADs. If you've got to be continually buying every 6-month period to make it into their quota. What is a VVIP from 12 months ago you can completely lose that status if you're not buying enough stuff. And this is the whole thing. They're very, very fickle. And it's a dangerous game to play. So to be completely honest with you, wait lists and other delusional fantasies, they exist, but only if you've got the buying track record to back it up. They are 99.99%. They're not going to sell a Daytona, Panda, a Cermet, a Submariner, any of the hard-to-get watches for a flunky who walks in and says, I'm looking for a steel Daytona. What do you got? It doesn't quite work like that. So just remember that, because otherwise you could be led on. And it's better you know the game to start with instead of thinking it's coming. It's a bit like the girl who doesn't say, I can't stand you, don't ring me again. She says, oh, I'm not available this weekend, but try next weekend. Come back, bring me some flowers. And at the end of the day, you just get sick and tired of her. Okay, guys, I'm your pontiff, ArchieLuxury. Like, subscribe, and tell your friends. This is the series, The Rolex Rules. Tell me what you think. Put some comments below. And tell me what your opinion of the rules are. And have you been disappointed with the wait list? Are you on a wait list? Let me know down below. See you later. Hey guys, check out one of my best friends, Jamie Opulence, on YouTube. Just go to Jamie Opulence on YouTube a fantastic channel from my good friend Jamie. Check it out, guys. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Guys, I want to introduce a new service to you. ValueYourWatch.com. Proud supporters of ArchieLuxury. No seller's fees, no buyer's fees. That's right, guys. This is a trading platform to buy or sell watches. You can start selling for free. That's right. We advertise our paying for our paying subscribers on Google, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's a global platform. That's right, guys. Get $50 off the annual subscription by applying the coupon Archie when you check in there. But guys, you can try this for free straight away. Guys, you can start listing watches. ValueYourWatch.com. Give it a try and tell me what you guys think of that.
All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. Feeling me, any me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck just wanna be a mini me. All these neck.
Like, subscribe, and tell your friends, and don't be afraid to get a paid review. $50 for a paid review. It helps me stay full-time on YouTube, and I will see you in the next one. $50 paid review. I can't survive on Google Ads. I need your support. And guys, you could also sponsor me on Patreon. Patreon allows you to pay as little as $1 a month to keep me on YouTube. Hey guys, ArchieLuxury. Who do I recommend for watches in Brisbane and Sydney? Vintage Watch Co. That's correct. Vintage Watch Co. in Brisbane Arcade in Brisbane and the Strand Arcade in Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Brisbane and Sydney. Ronnie, I've known him since the late 90s. Ronnie is a top bloke. Luke is a great guy. Vintage Watch Co. That is who I recommend in Australia. Check out Vintage Watch Co. and the guys' amazing range of watches. They also do service and repairs. Vintage Watch Co. That is where the pontiff goes. You know, some of my Pateks came from Vintage Watch Co. That's right, guys. Vintage Watch Co.